Are you raising mentally strong kids? What a big question. I'm Cristi Bundukamara, Dr. B. I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I do a lot of education on mental strength for yourself. And now I'm branching out into raising mentally strong kids. I am a mother of 7. They're all grown adults or gone. And I'd love for you to kind of follow me and hear my story of pain and triumph and how I'm taking that and using it for purpose. There are 5 things that every parent should be doing when it comes to raising mentally strong kids. Mental strength is an attribute that we truly respect in people, but we don't actually teach it to our children. We just kind of, we try to provide a good home. We love on our children. We, read resources. We try to do what's right for them. But we also have our own lives, our own mental health. And how do we assure that we are raising mentally strong kids? Well, first of all, I can tell you, you will not do it perfect. But I have 5 things here for you today. The first thing, and absolutely the most important thing, is you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Just like when you're on an airplane and they say, put on your oxygen mask before your child, which is innately difficult because we immediately go to protect our children. As a mother, our most important thing is, this is our biggest responsibility. We want to make sure that we, take care of our child. But you can't lead a child on a mental strength journey that you're not on. Let that sit in, right? We can only take someone as far as we have come. And so we want our children to be mentally stronger than us. We want our children to know themselves and love themselves. And so in that process, we really have to be working on ourselves. So the number one thing for raising mentally strong kids is get on a mental strength journey. Here at Mentally Strong, I say mental strength journey, but many people are on a self-improvement, self-development journey. Like we are always evolving, growing, and we can be improving. And so I really challenge all of the parents out there to get on that journey of self-development and mental strength, because that is the way you are going to be able to impart that to your children. The second thing that I want you to do when raising mentally strong kids is really teach your children how to think through their problems. And this can be started as early as age 5, maybe a little earlier, because by age 5, they're already thinking through things. They are absorbing their environment. They are trying to learn by experience. And that is the perfect time to start teaching them to think through their problems. Now, you might not see evidence that they don't know how to think through their problems until, early preteen, teenage years. But this is the time where we start to teach them how to think through their own problems. And I can tell you that I made a lot of mistakes in this area because I am so wrapped up in what's going on in my head and me being a perfect mom. And yes, I would listen to my children, but really listen to them as if I were them so that I could teach them how to think through it. Many times we do a lot of thinking that can turn into rumination. And, kids can start to do that very young. But if we teach them how to think through their problems. And then number 3 is teaching them how to organize them. Okay, this is super important, right? We all know how to think. It's kind of innate, right? But if we don't know how to organize those things in our brain, it can become overwhelming, stressful. If you have a child who's having temper tantrums, behavior problems, they probably do not know how to think through their problems, organize them, and make choices, right? So that's number 4, making choices. Now, this is something that every social, emotional, behavioral curriculum talks about, making choices. We all know that we want to teach our children to make good choices for themselves, emotionally, for their physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. All of these things that we want to impart to our children about positive choices, we're teaching it to them as black and white. We're telling them what is right and wrong, rather than teaching them how to make those choices for themselves. Because then it's going to last, right? And number 5 is continuous, repeat. Go back to number 1 of taking care of yourself, right? When I say there's 5 things that every parent should be doing to raise mentally strong kids, number 1 and number 5 are the same. This is a journey for yourself and for your children. So number 5 is refer back to number 1 and continue to work through the think, organize, and choose with your child for a lifetime. Now, I'm going to start a series on raising mentally strong kids. There is so much to talk about, but this is the overarching theme of what you need to be doing on a regular basis to raise mentally strong kids. To how, 1, take care of yourself. Okay, so sign up for one of our classes, Healing Through the Mentally Strong Method. Learn cognitive behavioral therapy for yourself. You've got to learn how to think through your problems so you can make choices like you want. Okay, and then for your children, teaching them how to think, organize, and choose. Thinking through their problems. And many times it is hard for us to take a step back and really, because their problems at 6, 7, 8 years old just seem trivial to us, right? So what? Somebody, called you fat at school. Well, we all know that little statement that was said to them may impact them for 20 years. Right? And so teaching them in that moment not to brush it off. How does that make you feel? Is that a correct statement? How do you feel about your body? What are some positives that you have about your body? Learn to organize those things, because sometimes it is just somebody saying something, bad to them and they need to let it go, brush it off, right? That's a trigger. But sometimes what that person said to them is actually pushing a button for them in their negative beliefs. And so you can't just say, oh, brush it off, because what if they really thought they were fat or not smart? I talk a lot about this when I'm sharing my story. When I was young, I thought I was not smart at all. And I now realize I have ADD. I thought that, that I was fat and fat equaled ugly. And none of those things were actually true. But anytime someone would say it to me, it would reinforce this negative belief. So if we're not teaching children how to think through problems, organize them, and then make choices, right? In line in those categories. And this is why we use the mentally strong method, because we put these in different categories. Yes, the fact that somebody called you fat at school, you need to let that go, because that's probably their issue, right? But the button that it pushed inside of you, the button that made you believe that you were fat, and fat was somehow lesser and ugly, or whatever the translation is for your child, you have to listen to that and let them learn to think through those things and process those things. and then organize them. So because you deal differently with the, mean kid that says mean things to you at school versus how you deal with your own personal thoughts. And those are choices. So teaching children at a very young age that they can choose what they think, they can choose happiness and mood and self-love. These are all choices that we have to truly let children think through their problems, organize them so that they can make these choices that we're encouraging them to make. We're all telling our children how beautiful they are and how smart they are and to love themselves. But if that internal dialogue is not congruent with what you're telling them, it doesn't matter. That's your choice to believe those things. They have to learn how to make it their choice. So, reviewing the 5, you've got to take care of yourself. If you are not mentally healthy, if you have lots of ruminating negative thoughts, if you have things in your life that you have not dealt with, if you're not making choices in line with what you say you want, then you're not taking care of yourself. And so, number 1 is take care of yourself. Number 2, 3, and 4 all go together of teaching children how to think, organize, and choose. And number 5, put all of those things on repeat. This is a journey. This is not a lesson that you sit down and tell your kids once. It is a lifetime journey. So, I truly believe that we can raise mentally strong kids, and I believe that you are mentally strong, and you can find more strength in that self-development journey, and just provide that for your children. I believe in us. I believe we are mentally strong. If you got to the end of the video, you obviously enjoyed some of the content. I have a lot of free content out there. I am really trying to empower everyone to find their mental strength. So subscribe, get the actual notifications, and let's embrace this journey of mental strength. See you there.